national security investigation into pharmaceuticals and pharmaceutical ingredients that are imported into the U.S. Our Angelica Peebles is here with more details on this. Angelica, talk us through exactly the moving parts, and I guess we're getting a snapshot of some companies more affected than others based on the share price moves today.
Yeah, so if you remember, drugs were exempt from the widespread tariffs were announced a few weeks ago, so the administration could impose specific tariffs on the sector. We knew this was coming, and in talking to lawyers, this is actually somewhat of a relief because there was a sense that the administration could just drop this and it could be implemented pretty quickly. But now we have a 3-week comment period where the industry can make its case. And so there was some concern again that they would open this and it would have it tomorrow, but now at least there's 3 weeks to prepare. And so I expect you'll see plenty of lobbying, and the administration now has to consider the feedback, so it could be even longer before we see the final policy. Now, the administration technically has 270 days to complete the investigation, but no one I talk to expects that it'll take that long, especially since the president himself has said that he wants these tariffs to come soon very quickly. And until then, again, you're going to see these companies making their case that they're already investing in the U.S., and you can't make such big changes overnight. You heard that from Johnson & Johnson this morning. And then on the generic side, I would anticipate that you'll hear those companies say that it's just not feasible to move manufacturing to the U.S. because the margins are so thin and the cost would be too high to do that. So, of course, we'll need to see how those arguments land.
Angelica, great stuff. Thanks so much for that snapshot. Well, let's bring in our next guest. He's a pharma company that manufactures and distributes branded and generic pharma products and is planning to move some production from Canada to Barcelona, due in part to Trump's tariff plans. George Hampton, the CEO of Currax, joins us now. George, thanks so much for joining us on this. I guess just stepping back a little bit, first of all, what is your message to the administration and the president in terms of the key things they should be considering right now?
Well, I think we need some consistency, right? What exactly do we need to focus on? What's important to this administration? I mean, clearly, tariffs are not a dream state for any of us, but we need just a little bit of time here to be able to make some changes. And I agree with the CFO of Johnson & Johnson. The very thin margins on generic will make it very, very difficult to move those into the United States.
And George, so what are you doing now as, you know these tariffs are coming? Obviously, you are moving some of your manufacturing. But first, walk us through why Canada to Spain, why you think will help with tariffs. And again, if you're planning on moving manufacturing to the U.S. and at what expense?
So this is how we've done this short term, right? So we had manufacturing in Canada. Almost all of our product, Contrave, which is available in 60 countries, was made in Canada. We opened up a site in Barcelona, Spain, for the purpose of diversifying and meeting worldwide demand. And since that time, we've really ramped up both sites to maximum capacity, and we brought into the United States as much Contrave as we can and really stockpiled it, right? A short-term solution, not a long-term solution. On the long-term side of things, we basically have moved all of our pipeline assets and R&D and future manufacturing into the United States. But again, that takes time and it takes cost.
Sometimes, it's quite hard to work out exactly what is driving the trade policy, but, trade surpluses versus deficits clearly a big factor. What about pricing? Do you think the president should be focused on countries where drugs that you guys manufacture are priced cheaper? Is that something that he should be fighting for in trade negotiations?
I think pharmaceutical pricing has always been a flashpoint, right? It's a hot topic. I think we've established in the United States that it really is the system of delivery that's driving up these costs, the PBMs and some of the insurance companies that work off of rebates based on WAC price. There are definitely foreign entities who are pharmaceutical companies who make most of their money in the United States through selling their product much higher. Contrary, I can tell you in the United States, we offer it $99 per month, shipped directly to the patient's house, is cheaper than in most other countries.